let's talk about how we can add materials and how we get this default page. So many of you might go to Schoology and see the updates page as your first option. So I'm going to go under my image, I'm going to go to course options, and I'm going to go to edit, privacy, and course settings. At the bottom of this page, we can see which of these two pages we want to have our default landing page. So do we want materials or do we want updates? I highly suggest materials be your landing page so students can access all of the information that you're posting, and then they can access any of the updates that you have posted by clicking on the updates page. But that is one of the choices that each of us need to make to set up our courses. Once we have determined what page that we land on, in this case, our home page is the materials page, we need to figure out how we can add materials, folders, documents, files, and links. And this is where this upper portion comes into play. So we have two things, either add materials or options. I would highly suggest that we stick with added materials. In our intermediate and advanced section, we can also talk about what student completion and save course to resources do. For now, let's save those. So what can you add in terms of materials? Since we are asking for a weekly folder structure, it would be good to add folders. And when we click on add folder, we're asked to give a title. So now we're going to create week 4, which is going to run from, and with our naming convention, we have our month, date, and year to month, date, and year. Next, you can change the folder color. This will show both on iPads or through the web browser. It keeps the organization easier to find out the differentiating folder instead of having a default color of blue. Other options is we get a rich text editor. That's what this box is. So you can type text and it will show across all devices for Schoology. So if you wanted to type in your weekly agenda, you can. This rich text editor allows you all of the basic editing features, as well as if you want to insert content, you can add any of these standard ones or your added resources, your third-party resources, and you can also run a spell check. Again, if you're looking at what the date does, this is when if you have your folders published by date, then that's when the folder will first be available. So if we go to the 24th of August, you can have this publish on start date, publish during the range, unpublished, or published. If you're saying published right now, then the date is arbitrary. Once you are done, we are going to hit the create button, and our folder now in blue is at the bottom. If you want to rearrange any of these folders, simply click on the folder and drag up or down. Now notice, these arrows allow for the folder to be open. So if you add a file and then want to, or add a folder and then want to add it to a secondary folder, grab it until it's in this highlighted area, and we can simply drop that in to this new folder. If you want to remove it, simply drag it until you see the highlighted section outside of this. This feature is available in the browser, regardless on if you use an iPad or a computer, but this feature is not available for the Schoology iPad app. Finally, if you want to make any changes to any of the given folders you've created, simply go to the gear icon and then click Edit. If you want to work on a folder but you don't want your students to see it, you can click Unpublish. If you want to individually assign a folder or to assign it to a grading group, this is where you'll find how to assign it to a specific individual or group. We can move to any course or folder, copy to course, save to your resources, and delete the entire contents of the folder.